Hey everybody, it's Kay, and I know it's been quite a while since I've updated the channel. And the reason is because, unfortunately, my family's had to deal with a lot of sickness and death this year. We have had, you know, people who had prolonged illnesses this year. We've had 3 deaths in the family since August. And it's been a rough year. Also in my church family, we've had people who have passed away. And so it's been hard. I have not had the inclination or the patience to sit down and read a book. I've only really read one one book, one book since June. All the others I've listened to on audio. So I had a cousin who passed away in August, and it was devastating to me. She was like my sister, my best friend. We spend our lives together, and the fact that she's not here anymore it hurt me to no end. I think about her every single day. I'm glad I have my memories of her, and she's not suffering anymore. So that gives me a tremendous amount of comfort to know that she's no longer in pain, she's no longer suffering. But her passing just really, rocked my world, as they say. And then I had, my aunt passed away, had an uncle who passed away, and then lost one of my former Sunday school students. She was only 24 years old, and she died on her birthday. That was devastating and very difficult to get through. My heart aches for her mom. I can't even tell you. So it's just been a lot this year. It really has, since August, it's just been a lot. So that's why I haven't, you know, been around updating the channel. I just have not felt like reading, as I'm sure you can understand. But I listened to a lot of audiobooks. Well, let me put it this way. I checked out a lot of books from the library, ended up taking them back because I couldn't get through them, both the physical book and the audiobook. So the fact that I had so many that I actually got through is surprising even to me, considering what I was going through. But it was just easier to listen to books on audio, on the car, on the way to work, and wherever else I was going, than to sit and try to read. I just couldn't focus. Anyway, I wanted to share with you the books that I did get through. The last video I did was on Gal by Ruthie Bolton, and so I'm going to pick up after that one and tell you what I listened to. I did actually finish one book. It was a book club selection, and when we get to that, I'll let you know. There's 15th Affair by James Patterson, All Involved by Ryan Gaddis. That book was about criminal activity in the aftermath of the Rodney King verdict back in the 90s. The fact that criminals said, hey, the police are occupied with all the rioting. Now we have an opportunity to do what we need to do. And the story is told from the perspective of, I think, 17 different people. So it was very interesting, and I did enjoy that book. The Battle Plan for Prayer by Stephen Kendrick, that was a Sunday school book. We had started it earlier in 2016, and we finished that one up this summer. That one was a physical book, but I'd read most of that book before everything started unraveling this year. Who Do You Love? Jennifer Weiner. The next 3 books are by Damia S. Poole. I don't know if it's Damia or Damia. I think it's Damia. But the books are Another Man Will, A Rich Man's Baby, and Pretty Girls in the VIP. These books took me a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't normally read books that I guess would be considered urban fiction, but I tell you, I found those books to be very entertaining at a time I needed to be entertained. So I enjoyed those books. And then we have What He's Been Missing by Grace Octavia. We Take This Man by Candace Dow. Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. This was the book club selection, the book that I actually read. I pushed my way through this book. I read it just after my cousin had passed away. So I I was wondering if this book was going to live up to all the hype, and in my opinion it did. I really did like it. I tried to read the sequel, After You, that one didn't cut it for me. I don't know. There could be other people who love that one as much. I didn't love it as much. I, just got a couple of chapters in and I couldn't get through it. Next, The Obsession by Nora Roberts. I listened to her J.D. Robb series on audio, and I think this might be the first Nora Roberts book that I did. I can't remember. I think so. And I really did enjoy this book, The Obsession. It's about a young girl who goes through a devastating tragedy in her childhood with her father. And as she gets older, unfortunately, that tragedy follows her many, many years later and could potentially cost her her life. Oh, so it was a good book. I Almost Forgot About You by Terry McMillan, The Ex-Wife by Candace Dow, The Perfect Revenge by Lutetia Lovely, part of the Shady Sisters trilogy, The Wrong Man by Kate White. That was my first Kate White book. It was interesting. It was a thriller, and the story itself was pretty good, but I don't know. There was something missing, and I don't quite know what it was, but it was okay. Woman of God by James Patterson. Loving Eleanor by Susan Wittick Albert. This was another book club selection, and it is about former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt and her alleged girlfriend. And finally, we have Apprentice in Death by J.D. Robb. This wasn't my favorite book in the J.D. Robb series, I'll just be honest with you. I don't know, there was something missing from that book too, or it could have just been my mood. I don't know. I attempted to read A Man Called Ove by, I think it's Frederick Blackman, and I really liked the book. I did, but I just couldn't get through it. And I stopped at chapter 11, and I had to take it back to the library. So I put myself back on the waiting list to check that one out again because I did like the book and I hope to finish it. Another book, I have checked this book out twice, and I have not been able to push through. It's not that the book isn't good, it's just because of, what's been going on. That is The Blackbirds by Eric Jerome Dickey. So today is November 5th. This one is due back at the library November 14th, so I'm hoping I can get through this one. Also, I checked out The 23 by Linwood Barclay, a Promise Falls novel. I love thrillers. You know that if you watch my videos. And, this book can be read as a standalone, or you can go back to the beginning of the Promise Falls series. Many of the characters in this book also have backstories. They have their own books. Many of these characters do. So you could go back and read some Linwood Barclay books and see some of the characters that appear here in the 23. But it is a standalone if you want to read it. I love thrillers. So I'm finding I can get through this book a lot quicker because it is a thriller. Also, I want to show you this book, Self-Declarations, 40-Day Devotional by Minister Darrell L. Dean. This is a buddy of mine, so when I learned he wrote a book, I was so happy for him. And I went to the signing so I could get my book autographed, of course. And while I was standing there, this is only, 40-day devotional? I read 16 of the devotionals while I was standing in line. And you all know how devotional works, pretty much. They give you an affirmation, a scripture, and then the commentary to back it up. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I think this book would be really good not only for an individual's devotional time, but if you want to do a devotional with a small group of friends, or as a supplement to your Sunday school class, or supplement to Bible study, I think that this is a good book for that. So it is Self-Declarations, 40-Day Devotional, Darrell L. Dean. Happy for my friend. And finally, I want to share with you some good news. There was so much tragedy, as I said. We've had 3 deaths in the family this year. We've had 3 deaths in our church family, if I'm not mistaken, this year. And so I'll tell you some good news that I received. So right after my cousin passed away, as I said, she was like a sister to me and like a daughter to my mom. My sister and I said, you know what, let's still take mom out to celebrate her birthday. Everybody's so hurt and depressed. Let's go out and celebrate. So we took mom out for her birthday. And while we're sitting there, my son hands my mom her birthday card. And then he hands me mine. Now, I looked at him and said, "Why are you giving me my card? My birthday's not for several weeks." And he's like, "Just open the card." So mom and I open up our birthday cards and we look inside and there's a picture of an ultrasound. What? And that was his way of announcing to us that he and his girlfriend, who I call my daughter-in-law, that they're having a baby, which means I'm going to be a grandma. What? You know, I was expecting an engagement announcement, and instead I got a baby announcement. So I'm happy for them. I really am. I'm thinking my son is going to be somebody's father, but I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, my son is almost 30 years old, so you know, I'm excited. I'm excited for my first grandchild. They have a channel here on YouTube called the QT Couple, the letter Q, the letter T, the QT Couple, where they are vlogging their journey in this pregnancy and having a baby. And don't let his video persona fool you. My son is college educated and very intelligent. He's going to kill me for saying that, but I just wanted to put that out there. Because you know how young people act and talk and whatever. Also for my birthday, my daughter in love, she made me a t-shirt that said Kay the Reader on it, and I don't know why I didn't think to wear that for this video, but she also made me this mug, which I thought it was really sweet of her to do that. A coworker of mine knows I love to be creative and draw and sketch and paint and that kind of thing. You know, I'm really an amateur at all that, but it's fun and relaxing for me to do. But she gave me one of these adult coloring books, the Psalms in Color, and so I've been coloring in that, and I was very happy that she gave that to me, that she really thought, this is something that I would really like, instead of just giving me like a gift card to Applebee's or something like that. And my son gave me a gift card to Barnes and Noble, which I've yet to use. I don't know what to buy. I don't know. I want to save it for one of those books. You know what I mean? So I was just so happy to have some good news about the baby and get these gifts, for my birthday back in September. But, you know, um, I'm going to push through and be okay. Going to try my best to keep this channel updated and keep you all updated on my adventures on becoming a grandma. Changing diapers and fixing bottles, man, that was so long ago. So I gotta get used to doing that again. Well, actually, my sister has 7-year-old twins, so I did a lot in helping with those babies. But still, 7 years ago was a long time. I gotta get acclimated to all that again. I'm excited for it. I really, really am. So I hope you all have a blessed and a wonderful day. And oh, you have one more day, if you haven't already, to vote for Best Book of the Year for um, the Goodreads Awards. And I'm on the Goodreads site. I'm looking at it now. So Best Books of 2016, you have one day, 13 hours, and 32 minutes to cast your vote in the opening round. I voted for the Book of Harlan, which was not one of the nominees, but I did it as a write-in. So you could do it as a write-in too for your favorite book for 2016, just to let you know. And as far as the reading challenge is concerned, let me just do that real quick. For some reason, I initially put 50 books for the reading challenge, and then I went and changed it to 60. I don't know what I was thinking in changing it to 60 books. And I think I have finished, let's see here. Come on. I've read 50 of 60 books in 2016. So today is November 5th, and I have until the 31st to get these last 10 books in. And I hope I'm able to do that. You know, between the audiobooks and trying my best to read, I might actually meet that goal. And if not, so what? I'll just set another goal for next year, and we'll see how close we get. Now, I hope that you have a great weekend, and I hope to see you soon, everybody. Bye bye.